committee will come to order. Without objection, the chair may declare the committee in recess at any point. Without objection, the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Magaziner, will be permitted to sit on the dais and ask questions today. The purpose of this hearing is to examine U.S. Customs and Border Protection's Non-Intrusive Inspection Systems program, including its crucial role in detecting and preventing the entry of contraband into the country. Additionally, we'll discuss the challenges and roadblocks in the deployment of NII equipment as evidenced in the fall 2025 Government Accountability Office report that concluded the program must be strengthened to achieve congressional mandated scan rates. I now recognize myself for an opening statement. CBP's non-intrusive inspection equipment uses technology to locate concealed items such as drugs, weapons, or people in vehicles and cargo. As cartels and other smuggling organizations develop more sophisticated means of concealing drugs and contraband, the government must adapt to stay ahead of these evolving threats, and the expansion of the NII program will play a critical role in that effort. CBP mans the front lines in our efforts to keep threats out of our country, and NII has been an integral tool for CBP's mission. NII enables CBP to detect and interdict contraband while minimizing the impact to the flow of lawful trade and travel at our borders. Pursuant to the Securing America's Port Act of 2021, CBP was tasked to develop a plan to reach a 100% high-through NII scan rate at land ports of entry by 2027. As of fiscal year 2024, CBP fell short of that goal, using NII to examine approximately only 8% of passenger vehicles and 27% of commercial vehicles. These low scan rates can be attributed partially to poor planning and mismanagement, from acquisition to installation and the deployment of the NII equipment. Reports from both the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General and the Government Accountability Office have raised concerns with 1, program management, and 2, future outlook. NII program leaders have assured oversight bodies that they have made changes to their structure, staffing, management, and standards to ensure scan rates reflect the amount of taxpayer dollars that the program has received. Ultimately, regardless of the prior shortcomings in the NII program, the capabilities NII affords to our frontline officers keeping our ports secure are invaluable. We must continue to invest responsibly in this technology, as we see that this technology has a proven track record in facilitating CBP's ability to protect and prevent smuggling into our country. Additionally, having just ended a year with record low illegal border crossings, CBP has the opportunity to invest resources in developing and the deployment of security measures along our border. Those measures include NII, which will further strengthen our national security. To aid in this effort, Congress provided a historic investment in the budget reconciliation bill to enhance and improve NII at our borders. With the appropriations of these additional funds, Congress must provide additional oversight to ensure this investment in the NII program is wisely and efficiently allocated. I'm cautiously optimistic that prudent decisions from NII leadership within CBP, oversight from Congress, and technological advances in industry will allow CBP to achieve 100% scanning rates. I would like to thank our witnesses for their participation and for briefing Ranking Member Correa and myself prior to this hearing. I look forward to working with my colleagues to enhance and prioritize CBP's non-intrusive inspection program. For the record, I'm pleased to have a distinguished panel of witnesses before us today on this important topic. Pursuant to Committee Rule 8C, I would ask that our witnesses please rise and raise their right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you will give before the Committee on Homeland Security of the United States House of Representatives will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Let the record reflect that the witnesses have answered in the affirmative, and please be seated. I would now like to take a moment to formally introduce our witnesses. First, Ms. Diane Sabatino serves as the Acting Executive Assistant Commissioner within the Field Office Operations at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. We also have with us Ms. Hilary Benedict, who serves as the Director of the Science, Technology Assessments, and Analytics Director within the Government Accountability Office. I'd like to thank each of our witnesses for being here today. And Ms. Sabatino, I recognize you for 5 minutes to make an opening statement. Ms. Sabatino, I know we had a chance to meet and visit, and you do a great job of setting forth in your written testimony the importance of what we're here for today. You talk about 55 tons of narcotics being seized, that 75% of all narcotics that are seized at ports of entry. And so you make a very compelling case for the importance of this technology. I'll tell you that as a former prosecutor, I've seen firsthand the impact that this type of technology has on us being able to stop the flow of illegal drugs. I know that this makes our border more secure and our agents more effective. We've heard statistics put out by GAO talking about where we are on scan rates. We know that in 2021, the Securing America Ports Act said that by next year, by 2027, that we wanted to have 100% scan rates of all passenger, commercial, and rail. We started off in 2020 with 2% passenger, 16% commercial. By 2024, that rate had increased to 8% passenger, 27% commercial. And Ms. Sabatino, I think you say the goal for FY26 is 40% passenger, 70% commercial. And then we heard just in the opening statement of Ms. Benedict that there are 9 southwest border crossings that have not been included in the planning phase. And so clearly it does not appear to me that we are going to be able to meet that 2027 deadline. We're getting closer and we're getting better and we're moving in the right direction. But we're not getting there quick enough, we're not getting there fast enough, and Americans are dying because fentanyl and methamphetamine and cocaine and other drugs continue to flow into our country because we are not doing an adequate job of screening that. And so I understand, Ms. Sabatino, when we've met, that there are, at certain border crossings, there are infrastructure issues that we're having to deal with. There are interference issues where we've got different types of scanners looking for different things, and sometimes those scanners interfere with one another. But I also know that there's different types of non-intrusive inspection technology. There's the fixed permanent sites, which do have to have infrastructure. There's mobile scanning technology. There's handheld scanning technology. And so I want to make sure that we are including, when we talk about this inspection technology, that we're not just focused on the fixed technology, which is great and which we want to have in every port, but we know that some of the ports weren't designed for this type of equipment. And I do believe that the mobile and handheld will at least provide us some sort of scanning capabilities as we are working toward that 100% scan rate that Congress instructed DHS to get to. And so my question to both of you, and I've got about a minute and a half, is how do we get there and how quickly can we get there? And what do you need from Congress other than money? And we have funded this technology. I think we will continue to fund this technology. This is a bipartisan issue. We can argue about other things in the DHS arena, but I don't think there's anybody that's going to question either of you here today that are going to say that we don't need to continue to make this investment. So what do you need from us to make sure that we can get to the 100% scan rate as quickly as possible? Ms. Sabatino, I'll start with you, and if there's any time left, Ms. Benedict, I'll let you have the remainder of that time.
Thank you for the question, Congressman. I certainly would say that continued accountability and holding us accountable for meeting those goals is critical for us. to get there with the deployments. I think continuing to support our work with the vendors to identify additional or enhanced or emerging technology. We're very optimistic about some tests that are going on now, working with the Department of Homeland Security Science and Technology Office to address the radiation portal monitor interference at a place like San Ysidro. That would significantly increase the scan rates, being the largest border crossing for vehicles on the southwest border. I think certainly continuing to engage with us, with our needs with respect to addressing the civil works and funding, and very much appreciate the funding that was available to us in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Ms. Benedict, I know I'm almost over time, but I want to give you a real brief opportunity to answer as well, and then I will turn the questioning over to Mr. Correa.
Absolutely. I think a good first step will be CBP including those 9 border crossings that are not currently in their plans, and how they plan to address the non-intrusive inspection systems of those sites. Ms. Sabatino and I have talked, and it sounds like that's in progress, and we look forward to seeing their progress on that as we follow up on our recommendations, and I look forward to working with you and your committee staff on the updates to our recommendations.
Again, thank y'all both for being here. Thank you for what you do. We want you to be successful at this time.